Wiggins had a nice 26-point night, 4 rebounds. It really came through in the clutch in that fourth quarter. I believe we have Andrew Wiggins standing by down in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Center. Oh, we don't have him yet, but let's just talk about his fourth quarter. Oh, we do. Let's go to Andrew Wiggins then. Andrew Wiggins, what's happening?
How you doing, man?
All right, now we see you there. Congratulations on the big win down in New Orleans against the Pelicans. You guys come out hot, and just talk about your mindset when you're on the floor without Draymond Green and Steph Curry. You took matters into your own hands, especially in that fourth quarter with 12 of your 26.
Yeah, with those guys I'm not on the court, my mindset is just being aggressive. When trying to get me or any of my teammates a good shot. That's the main goal.
Wiggs, what's up, man? It's D. Wright. Great, congrats on the win. I got a question for you. You've been durable all season. You haven't missed one game. Talk a little bit about taking pride in being out there and being available for your team each and every night.
Yeah, I take pride in that. I try to take care of my body, and everyone's a little nicked up. At this point in the season, but I just try and fight through it, and fight with my guys. I'm trying to make this playoff push. I've only been there one time in my career, so I'm doing everything in my power, everything in my will to just pull through and do what I can to, make the playoffs.
Andrew Smalley, congratulations on another great game. You talked about the playoffs right there. Let me ask you about how you're fitting in here with the Warriors. You're a very composed young man, but we see you smile a little bit more. Talk about how much the fit here is with the Warriors and how much you appreciate it.
Man, it's a great fit. I'm playing as Steph. That's legendary stuff. Playing as Draymond. I'm excited to play as Clay. And that's just Warriors basketball. On and off the court, organization, how they treat everybody, and the atmosphere is crazy. So there's been nothing but love here, and I enjoy it.
Andrew, I think your defense gets overlooked a lot out here in the Bay Area. Obviously, when you're in Minnesota, we're focused on the Warriors, but I think a lot of fans out here are realizing how good you are defensively. Again, you drew the assignment with Brandon Ingram tonight. You make him work for his 19 points. Is it a goal of yours to make one of the all-defensive teams? Talk about your presence defensively for this Warriors team.
It's definitely a goal of mine, to make one of all defensive teams. That'd be great. But every night, my mindset out here is to, guard the other team's best player. And just make it a hard night for them. Sometimes they're going to get the best of me, but majority of the time, I'm going after them. I'm trying to get the best of them.
All right, Andrew, well, you got the best in Brandon Ingram tonight down in New Orleans. Let's try to do it again tomorrow against the Pelicans. Have a good night. Get some rest. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Andrew Wiggins here as we look at his tape there in the fourth quarter. 26 points tonight, 4 rebounds. And Darrell, you said at the halftime, like, wow, Wiggins has 14. Kind of quietly goes about his business. He is smiling a lot more, but then you saw the impact. He made a lot of noise in the fourth quarter with 12.
Silent assassin. I'm learning so much about Andrew Wiggins each and every night. I love him with that second unit, coming downhill off the pick and roll, and he makes it easy. He makes the game easy for himself and his teammates.
He's got tremendous composure, tremendous poise. He's a very quiet young man, but his game speaks loudly and with volumes. And he's always there on the defensive end. I think offensively he's been beautiful, efficient, and consistent all season long. He's the only Warrior to play in every single game this year. It's just the perfect fit. I think he's really enjoying playing with Draymond and Steph Curry. And he mentioned he can't wait till Clay gets back.
No doubt. Did you think he was this solid defensively, though?
The skill was always there. I think he was just, since he was the #1 pick, I always felt like he was underappreciated in Minnesota. No matter what he did, they always thought he needed to do more. And here, I think what he does is enough, and it's much more appreciated.
And you said that too, Darrell, earlier this season. Get Wiggins back with that second unit because he could dictate, he could control tempo, he could go to the basket. We saw some great moves today, especially that spin move early in the fourth quarter.
Spin move was nasty, but yeah, the fact that he's a playmaker, underrated. Just like Mully said, definitely wasn't appreciated. I think in his last stop, but here they're giving him an opportunity to play that high pick and roll.
No doubt about that. Andrew Wiggins, congratulations on a great night, but we got to talk about the other man in a minute. Steph Curry with his 99th 40-point game, his 47th of his career. We'll hear from Kerr about Steph Curry's epic night.
Warriors Post-Game Live is presented by Toyota. Wouldn't it be nice to drive the most trusted brand?
Scorer. Yeah. And I think what gets overlooked, his consistency, his work ethic. You know, this guy has all the footwork. You can play great. He's one of those guys, you play great defense, it doesn't matter. He's going to make buckets. And he's been a great, great player. And you top 10 in the NBA in scoring, there's a reason for that. But I just think his work ethic, his love of the game, is what I really appreciate.
Darrell, I got to ask you, guarding Carmelo, because I know you had your assignments there with Melo. Talk about what made him so tough to defend.
Oh, man, I got a lot of those buckets. I got a lot of those, but what made Melo so special was his quickness and his physicality. You know, he's a big guy, so if he had you on your hip, it was over. And if you had your hands down, he'd shoot that quick jumper. But his speed, his strength, and his quickness was what made him special.
Very fundamentally sound. He always liked to have that live dribble, get into the triple threat step. You often shoot that, and I think over time he's increased his range out the three-point line. He's done a really good job with Portland, playing off the basketball, making quick decisions, and you know, being a catch-and-shoot guy off of Dame and C.J. McCollum's playmaking.
Yeah, he's got a nice role with the Portland Trailblazers. There's no doubt about that. As we look at the scoreboard from tonight's action, down at the Smoothie King Center, Warriors take care of business in the first of a back-to-back against the Pelicans. Didn't get out-rebounded by 9, of course, but the assist numbers here. That ball was hopping around. We'll take a look at that. And despite committing 20 more fouls to the Pelicans, they still blow them out the gym.
Well, they dominated the three-point line. The assists were there. The ball movement was there. And, yeah, they may have fouled a little too much, but the Pelicans, they weren't even close enough to their man to commit fouls. So, you know, it's not really an accomplishment to finish a game as a team with 8 fouls. You don't want to over-foul when you're playing defense, but not fouling at all, there's no resistance.
So we'll get the video going in a second here. And maybe the Pelicans video guy said, burn the tape. Here we go. It's rolling.
They got Stan Van Gundy's going to watch this 10 times tomorrow.
For sure.
Here's the double team on Steph. He gives it up. Both guys fall asleep. Something Stan Van Gundy told me, you cannot relax. Steph relocates. There's 3 of his 41.
Exactly. And here, 3 guys defending him. That's a great job. Finally playing a little bit of defense. Steph, you know, finds the play. That's great touch pass to the corner for JTA. That's awareness right there.
3 guys on him. He gives it up, relocates, touch pass. Just a beautiful thing of beauty. Comes off Draymond's. Here comes the double with James Johnson and Eric Bledsoe. All eyes on Steph. Except, you know what? We have a guy named Andrew Wiggins who likes to score once in a while, too. Nice pass by Steph.
Here's some of that split action we see the Warriors playing all the time. JTA just getting to an open area because guys are all staring at Steph. And that was a nasty little flip shot by JTA.
Warriors got off to a great start in this first quarter. 20-point lead in that first quarter. And they dropped 9 assists in that opening frame to really set the tone tonight. And they led this game wire to wire.
And Bob, you mentioned 31 assists, right? That's great ball movement. I just feel like right now, the other players, JTA, Jordan Poole, Wiggins, they all have a better feel of when Steph does get double and triple team, where their spacing should be, and whether the space and or cut. It just seems like there's much better rhythm adjusting to the opponent's defense.
And it was feeding off of Draymond Green as well, Darrell. We'll get to him a little bit later. He had a triple-double tonight for 29th in his career. Of course, he leads the Warriors. He's the all-time leader in Warriors franchise history when it comes to triple-doubles as we look at the Battle of the Stars tonight. And even though Darrell, Zion had 32, Steph's 41 was a lot louder. And I thought Draymond Green did a good job on Zion, making it tough for him, especially in the paint.
They did a great job on Zion tonight. He made some tough shots. He gets he gets his shoulder in guys and then just shoots out in the air. And when you're that athletic, once you get up there, you can kind of make up your mind what you want to do.
It was about this man right here, Malik. Stephen Curry set the tone in the first quarter, 17 points, and Lonzo wanted nothing to do with him. Bledsoe wanted nothing to do with him. Heck, he put a move on Bledsoe there in the third quarter. It's like, Bledsoe has a family, Steph. I mean, he's a cold-blooded killer, Bully.
Well, again, the dynamic play of Steph Curry with and without the basketball. Here you top block because you worry about the three-point shot. Just a quick back cut. The chemistry between Draymond and Steph Curry is beautiful to watch. And here we go, the ISO game. Oh, Steph just putting Zion in the blender. Here, attracting 2, 3, 4 people off the glass.
Come on, man.
And yeah, you know, they only committed 8 fouls, but you know what? There's no resistance here.
Right.
He's getting anything he wants.
Here it is right here. Oh,
excuse me.
Come on.
And you know what? I got to give Bledsoe some credit there. It was actually a pretty, you know, he tripped down. He still contested. That's a tough shot. And once Steph gets going, it doesn't matter anymore. Even Zion's laughing. Like, this is a joke. The only one, hey, the players are laughing, but I don't think Stan Van Gundy's laughing.
Oh, no.
Because really, if this play-in tournament is supposed to motivate and inspire, I saw the Warriors inspired and motivated. I didn't see New Orleans too inspired and motivated, Darrell.
Not at all, man. So it's going to be a tough tape for these guys, for sure. Knowing how Stan is with that film, probably going to rewind that thing 100 times.
And you look at the points per game leaders this season. Steph increases his lead over Bradley.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
Jefferson's, baby. Thank you.
Sir, come
Yes.
on, Bully.
Take some
I've watched
notes,
my
Fonte.
reruns. I've watched my reruns, baby. Steph Curry, 31.4. Bradley Beal, 30.9. And those three-pointers, his ninth 40-point game of the season, Bully. Ninth, and it feels like he has more.
He definitely has more because now I think his teammates are really in sync with him. When he draws those double teams, the ball's moving beautifully. I think they're making quick, decisive decisions. And when he starts moving around, they're understanding when to screen for him, when to space out. I want to say this. Draymond had a triple-double, right? We're going to talk about him later. But in the last, you talk about the defense they played against Embiid, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, and now Zion Williamson. And they all got their numbers, but they were inefficient. Zion averages 61% from the field. He shot 50% to get his 32 points. Another tremendous defensive job by Draymond.
Yeah, we'll break that down a little bit later, Darrell and Malik here. Let's look at the full scoreboard before we get to Steve Kerr down at New Orleans. Knowledge, again, the Warriors led this one from the opening tip. Wire-to-wire win tonight. And yes, the Pelicans did cut it to 6 with about 4 minutes and change left in the third quarter. Warriors in the third quarter on a 16-7 run. And then Wiggins, of course, opens it up with 10 quick points in the fourth quarter. The Warriors win this one going away. Let's hear from Steve Kerr on tonight's win against the Pelicans.
How important was the quick start for you guys tonight in a time where you've been preaching preparedness and just being ready from the opening tip?
Yeah, we were really focused, Jason. Great start. Really took it to them early and set a tone. And I thought that was a crucial part of the game.
Could you describe what Draymond did defensively tonight? Why this was, obviously such a good night for him defensively?
Draymond is just incredible. He's such an amazing defender. It's hard to describe actually because there's so much nuance to it. But if you look past the nuance and you just look at the verticality, the strength to be able to stay in front of Zion, without fouling, take away his angles, defend in the paint with verticality without committing fouls. That's really hard to do. Zion just goes through people, and Draymond is so strong. He was able to hold his ground and force some tough shots. I thought Draymond was tremendous.
Steve, what word would you like to use tonight to describe Steph's performance?
Same one as I used the other night, whatever word that was.
How much of a confidence booster is it for the younger guys on this group to be out there with him right now with the way he's playing?
Well, I think the confidence really comes from both Steph and Draymond. You know, I mean, the two of them together are so special. There's just this amazing connection that you see, obviously, on the offensive end, but even on the defensive end. They know each other so. But the two of them give the whole group confidence. All these young guys know, Steph and Draymond have won championships. They've seen it all. And, tonight I thought was probably our best game in terms of our focus and our attention to detail, minus a couple of little stretches in the game, but overall, really good attention to detail and game plan discipline, that sort of thing. And Steph and Draymond were leading the way with all of that.
Hi, Coach.
Steve, early in the fourth quarter, nobody really got much going except for Wiggins. He gave you 10 points. I think he scored the first 10 points of the quarter. How crucial was his offense in that stretch there?
Yeah, big stretch, Monty. I don't know what the deficit was for New Orleans, maybe 14 or something going into the fourth. 15. So we needed to score. Obviously, we're trying to get Steph some rest and Draymond some rest. We needed buckets, and Andrew got 3 or 4 big ones just to keep them at bay. So great game from Andrew. I thought his defense was tremendous. Doing a good job on Ingram and just giving us the usual, nightly sort of day's work, that Wiggs gives you. He's played every single game. Even when he's banged up like he was tonight, he's there for you. And just love coaching Wiggs. Love having him on this team because he's a winner, and he's like I said, he's just there for you. He's Mr. Consistent. He's there every night.
Going back to Draymond's defense on Zion, I mean, how important is it for you guys not to have to double Zion every time down the floor when he's able to defend that way in terms of your game plan and not having to help off of other shooters and things like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you had to pick one guy, in the NBA to guard Zion, Draymond would be that guy, because he's seen everything. He's the smartest defender in the league, but he's got the strength to be able to stay in front of him. And we tried to help as much as we could without, completely leaving shooters. But, when you have Draymond, it's the ultimate weapon defensively.
What do you think about Andrew Wiggins' relationship to the spotlight? Say in a season when Steph and Draymond get most of the headlines, what do you think about his ability to just stay under the radar and perform consistently?
I think Andrew enjoys being under the radar. I don't think he really wants the limelight. I think he loves basketball. He loves to play, loves being part of our team. And so it's a really good situation for him. Steph and Draymond are our leaders, and Andrew's a guy who we just count on night after night, and it's been a really good fit.
Coach, I want to change some clutch points. As we're nearing the end of the year, 7 games left. How tough, looking back now, how tough has this season been dealing with injuries and COVID testing and players in and out the lineup? How tough of a season has it been?
It's been tough, Mark, but that's true for every team in the league. I talked to other coaches about this, and we're all just in survival mode this year. Everybody's dealing with injuries, COVID absences, condensed games. But I think everybody in the league has understood that, we're responsible to keep the league going and to try to get through this season. And and get to the point where we can get our fans back in the buildings and feel like we're back to normal again.
All right, let's look at a guy who came off the bench and contributed as he's done most of the season here. Mr. Consistency, JTA, or as his teammates call him, Juan T, coming off the bench for 14 points, 6 of 8 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and his activity, Darrell. His activity was something to behold tonight.
Yes, it was. He's finding his way. Looks really, really comfortable out there. He's a high IQ basketball player, and he's fitting right in with these guys. And I know that they love playing with JTA.
No question. He's established himself as a full-time NBA player that's going to contribute to a playoff team.
Yep.
He's made tremendous strides. You mentioned his stats. I liked his 5 rebounds, his 4 assists. So tonight, and we heard from Kareth pregame, the combination of Draymond Green and Matt Barnes, and that's what we saw tonight.
The way he was cutting to the basket, finding the open spaces on the floor tonight, helping out Steph Curry, Draymond Green.
How he carries himself, how he prepares for games, and the route he took. You know, now everything is coming full circle for him, so I'm super proud of him.
I think because of all those things, he has a deep appreciation for his opportunity. He's taken full advantage of it. He's very grateful, very respectful. And I was just thinking, you know, the way he was talking about Steph and Draymond. To me, the chemistry they've built, the championships they've won, for this generation, you know, they've played, what, 9 seasons together? You know, LeBron's had different teammates. They're kind of like Pippen and Jordan. Right. You know, Batman and Robin of their generation, the longevity, the success, and now it's starting to rub off on their younger teammates. And that's how you build culture. That's how you build the next generation of great players for the Warriors.
And JTA knows about the history of the Golden State Warriors. Of course, he's Oakland's own, played at Castro Valley High School. So he grew up watching the Warriors.
And who introduced him to the game?
Who's that?
Wilhelmina Adels.
Oh, that's right.
3rd grade. Thank you, Wilhelmina. Al, love you.
What's up, Al? Hope you're chilling, watching the Warriors get wins here. And on this date in history, the We Believe team, the team Juan T watched growing up, ousted the Dallas Mavericks.
The building was rocking. It was loud in there, D-Right.
Man, look loud.
B. Diddy.
Look at that.
Air France. Jay Rich. Let's go, baby.
I didn't want to jump with Jay Rich. Look at Steven Silas.
Mark Cuban, he didn't like to play in Terminator either. Sorry, Shark Tank.
Even as a 1 seed?
65 wins.
Bye-bye. Man, bye-bye.
That was a great combination of tremendous players, great chemistry, and then Nelly having the intel, you know, how to guard Dirk. So that was a lot of fun. The building was rocking. Good memories.
We know what Darrell was doing.
Oh, come on, man.
Where was I?
Key West. On the flight back to L.A. Can't do it on 3.
First thing smoking.
Bulls are sweeping out the heat.
Shaq's going to find you, come on.
Shaq, my bad, big fella. Hey, you guys want to
He threw you in there, Shaq. He threw you in there.
Hey, that was a pass year, man. That was a pass year. You won a ring the year before, man. It was all good.
It was unacceptable getting swept by the Bulls, but we had beat them the previous 2 years, I think, back to back. So
Pat Riley coaching?
Yeah, he was coaching.
He wouldn't find that acceptable.
Yeah, he wasn't laughing.
No.
Yeah, don't tell Pat.
Probably called practice the next day.
Key West can't cool.
Strength and conditioning, baby. Get your
weight and body fat.
Get your body fat. Yeah, let's go.
Some good times there. Let's talk about Jordan Poole and Michael Mulder coming off the bench. Jordan Poole got off to a great start in the first half with 9 points. He finished with 11. Michael Mulder started off slow, but 6 points tonight. But they did hit some tiny three-pointers for the Golden State Warriors tonight. So we touched on them, saying, can they score you 25 to 35? Well, they didn't need to tonight. 17 points because Steph happened. He scored 41. but you like to see these guys continue to get better and better and hit some wide open shots here. You see Mulder shooting with confidence with the shot clock winding down. He's fired up after that three.
Hitting shots, moving the ball, quick decisions, and in the right place at the right time. If someone drives the ball and they kick it, they're shot ready. If they don't like the shot, you see Juan drive it, collapse the defense, share the basketball. So that's what I was talking about earlier in the post-game show is it just seems like everyone's locked in now. They have a much better understanding on how to play spacing, shooting, and driving, and I think they're making quicker, decisive decisions.
Yeah, and it's a big difference when you know you're going to play. You know you're going to get those consistent minutes, and they look a lot comfortable. So some great minutes tonight. They played solid. You know, they didn't need all the scoring tonight from the bench. So I thought all those guys that got in the game tonight did a great job.
Willie, you always touch on Jordan Poole and Mulder. You look at the turnovers where Jordan Poole had a goose egg when it came to turnovers. That's big.
Decision-making.
Warriors. Decision-making was on point tonight. And look, man, there's always somebody acting a fool on the basketball court. And it's not the right way on how to play.
Whoop.
It is the wrong way.
Get up, Bled. Get up, Bled.
Oh, man.
He didn't get up, though. He got up and contested, man.
He's got a family, man. Steph Curry.
From the opening tip.
Yeah, we were really focused, Jason. Great start. Really took it to them early and set a tone. And I thought that was a crucial part of the game.
Could you describe what Draymond did defensively tonight? Why this was, obviously such a good night for him defensively?
Draymond is just incredible. He's such an amazing defender. It's hard to describe actually because there's so much nuance to it. But if you look past the nuance and you just look at the verticality, the strength to be able to stay in front of Zion, without fouling, take away his angles, defend in the paint with verticality without committing fouls. That's really hard to do. Zion just goes through